I have to read this. Thank you. I have to read the script, as you know, but before that, let me take the roll. So please say yes or aye when I call your name. Allison Forsgren.
Aye.
Kendra is not here. Jude Perkins.
Hi, yep, hi.
Susie Spring. I saw
Aye. Aye.
Nancy Swain.
Aye.
Linda Williams is not
She's
here.
not going to be here.
Oh, okay. And Mary Ann Easley is here.
Vanessa?
Well, I'm gonna make I didn't call her name, but I'm gonna make an announcement about Vanessa
Okay.
as soon as I
Okay,
read the script, but I'm gonna
sorry.
read part of it. As a preliminary matter, I'm Mary Ann Easley, Chair. Permit me to confirm that all members and persons anticipated on the agenda are present, and so I've taken the roll call. Staff is represented today by Laura. Jericho is on vacation and not able to be here. And we do have a speaker, Tara Hams from the Massachusetts Councils on Aging, and I'd like to welcome you, Tara. It's really nice to have you join us. This open meeting of the Council on Aging is being conducted remotely pursuant to Chapter 20 of the Acts of 2021. Ensuring public access does not ensure public participation unless such participation is required by law, and this meeting will not feature public comment. For this meeting of the Council on Aging is convening by video conference via Zoom app as posted on the town's website, identifying how the public may join. Please note the meeting is being recorded and that all attendees are participating by video conference. Accordingly, be aware that other folks may be able to see you and to take care not to screen share your computer. Anything that you broadcast may be captured by the recording. And finally, in the same vein, please be aware that it helps if only one person speaks at a time. So just be aware of that. Okay, that's the end of the script. Everybody should have gotten the agenda in advance, so I'd like to know if somebody will move to approve the agenda for today.
I'll approve it.
I'll second it, Allison.
Let me go down the list of attendees. Please say yes or no. Allison,
Yes.
Diane,
Yes.
Jude,
Yes,
Susie,
Yes.
Nancy,
Yes.
Mary Ann, yes. Next on the agenda is approval of the minutes of the last meeting. So is there any discussion of those minutes before we go through the approval process for that? Diane, thank you for the minutes. I just have two things that I'd like to suggest changes of.
Okay.
The first, you mentioned that home modifications were installed, that a grab bar was installed. That is not true. It has not yet been installed. So you might want to change that to the future tense. And then Sherry of Elder Services is spelled S-H-E-R-I, and you might want to put in her last name of Hunt.
How do you spell it, please?
S-H-E-R-I. Last name Hunt, H-U-N-T.
Yeah.
So with those changes, can I get someone to make a motion to approve the minutes of the last meeting?
I move to approve. It's Allison.
Thank you. A second?
I second it, Judith.
Thank you. Let me go down the list for a yes or a no. Allison,
Yes.
Diane,
Yes.
Jude,
Yes,
Susie,
Yes.
Nancy,
Back on. Yes.
thank you, and Mary Ann, yes. Okay, thank you again, Diane. Appreciate those minutes so quickly. I just want to mention one thing to everybody, and that is that Vanessa Larrabee has handed in her resignation to the town. So she is resigning from the Council on Aging, effective just a few days after our last meeting last month. She and her family are not moving immediately, but they are moving in the next few months off island. So that's her reason for resignation. And so that will be a big loss, I think, for us. So I'm sorry to see her go. We can move on to the main part of the agenda. The first item is the Massachusetts Challenge Walk. And I'm going to turn this over to Allison, who can introduce Tara and tell us all about it.
So we talked about this and voted on having this be something that we initiate and support. And it is it's right up all of our alleys, I think, and that we generally walk. I mean, lots of us walk, but this is walking for a purpose. And I'm curious to see how it all goes together. But this is, Tara, how many years has this been going on?
I don't have an exact number, but several in some iteration or other.
Mm-hmm. And this is going to be the first time that we participate in it. And it's sponsored by the Massachusetts Council on Aging. And I think we should all work to put, I mean, there are a lot of outreach ideas that come in the media kit for this, but it's a great way for us to get people in the community thinking about seniors. And Tara, please explain how it works.
Sure.
Oh, this is Tara. It's her baby, right?
It's
One of them.
I'm one of the parents, I'll say. Yes. So Lynn Wolf, our communications manager, and I are, it's our baby, I would say. Lynn, in the past few years, she has led any of our walk or really movement challenges. And this year we decided to make a few changes. So for folks who don't know, the Massachusetts Councils on Aging is the trade organization for all of the councils on aging and their centers across the Commonwealth. I came on board in January of 2020, and I was hired to focus on older adult malnutrition prevention. And then we all know things changed, and we're cycling back to getting focused on our core pillars, and mine is on healthy aging, except for behavioral health. So my focus is, I am a dietitian. My focus is on nutrition, healthy eating, stress reduction, etc. And we can have a separate conversation on those specifically at another time. Hint, hint, wink, wink. But what we decided to do with the challenge this year is, because in the past we've had hundreds of folks participating, we are moving to an online platform, which we know presents a few challenges for folks. We think we have some workarounds, but in addition to that change, which I'll walk through the website to show folks, we are opening up the challenge to be intergenerational. We want to build stronger ties in the community between the Council on Aging and your center with everyone else, because so many people don't know what councils on aging do, how they can access resources, and obviously this varies from center to center, but we want to see if we can use physical activity as a way to get folks more involved, closer, etc. And since walking is such a straightforward activity for most folks to do, we decided it would be a perfect segue to do that. Any questions so far? Am I talking too fast? I have a tendency to do that. Okay. Having a nice
So far, so good.
So far, so good. All right. And let me silence my phone. So as I said, we made some changes this year to the program where anyone age 5 and up can participate. anyone age 5 to 59, we are asking them to sponsor an older adult. And that doesn't mean that you have to fundraise for them. We just want to use the sponsorship as one of the links to strengthening the intergenerational piece. You can be someone under 60 walking for your own grandparent or walking for someone that you have as a neighbor. And if you want to meet someone who regularly attends the center or your Council on Aging, then we're encouraging that as well. So it's very simple. You don't have to do any fundraising, and hopefully we've clarified that in the FAQs part of the website. So the website is the only way folks can register. We know that not everyone has a computer at home or a tablet or a phone. The website is responsive, so it will appear appropriate on a tablet or a phone. So you should be able to use it on either of those types of devices. But you don't have to have an email to sign up. We know a lot of times a household or a couple might have one email between the two of them. So we've added additional functionality where you don't have to have an email to register. The only catch, and I'll show you where that is. The only catch is if anyone registers without an email address, we won't be able to retrieve the password. There's no, I forgot my password type of function. I think I'm jumping ahead because it might be easier. Would you guys like to see the website? We're really excited for it.
Yes.
We're very excited for it. So registration kicked off on Friday. The actual challenge runs May 1st through the end of October. And in addition to it being, good for you physically and good for the community, you can also win prizes, which I think motivates folks a little bit more sometimes. When you sign up, there are 4 challenges from which you can choose, and there will be milestones along each of the challenges. Every time you reach a milestone, the COA you've designated will get a chance to an entry raffle, basically. And when you complete your personal challenge, you receive an entry raffle. So we'll have individual prizes, which are gift cards from Visa, Amazon, and Dunkin'. And then we have prizes for COAs for cash to spend on physical activity programming or equipment. Let me show you what I'm talking about because I think it's just beautiful. All right, you don't want to see my email. You want to see this. All right, so how's the size? Is that pretty visible?
Yep.
Okay, so this is the landing page and it asks how far will you go? You will log in and track your progress, but first you have to register. So down here under the login button, it says not registered yet. You go ahead and click here. It will bring you to the sign up page. You enter your own information and then you choose which COA you're walking for. You can walk for Andover if you want, but hopefully all of your folks will choose Nantucket. I'm pretty sure they will. And once you are signed up, I'm going to sign in with my fake account. Actually, I was testing it, unless I can. Yep, I'll show you. Okay, once you register, Oscar is my cat. So, Oscar's going to be walking for somebody. It says, thanks for signing up. And it shows which challenge I chose. I will show you each of the challenges. Most of them are, I won't say most of them. There's 4 challenges and they're either measured in distance or steps or time or some sort of equivalent. So for the challenge I chose the 1788 challenge, which means I will walk 88 days during the time of the program from May 1st to the end of October. And the reason we use 88 was because 1788 was the year Massachusetts became the 6th state in the Commonwealth. And it says down here, it's only a 30 minutes walk every other day for the duration of the promotion. And you can break it up however you like. My team was Boston. I chose that. Oscar chose that because that's where he is. So these are the 4 challenges, and you can choose whichever you like. You only choose one. If you complete a challenge before the end of the program, you don't sign up and start a new one. It's a one challenge opportunity, I would say. However, that doesn't mean you have to stop walking or moving. We have the Turnpike challenge, which has folks running, jogging, or walking 126.6 miles. And you see we have the equivalent in steps, which is about 2,000 steps per mile we use, which is the standard. The Shoreline challenge, if you want to run, jog, or walk 192 miles or about 384,000 steps. And the Commonwealth challenge, run, jog, or walk 351 miles. When you log in, you'll see a calendar. And actually, since I don't have, I'll pull that up separately, but it's very easy to enter to track your progress. Since it's not running yet, it won't pull it up, but I'll pull that up for you in a second. Let me take this off here for a quick second. It's a calendar, and you click on the day. Oopsies. And you just enter what you did that day, and the icon on the day of the calendar changes. All right, let me pull that up. Allison mentioned that we have a marketing toolkit. We have that indeed, which I will show you. I'll show you. Let me show you that first, and then I'll hop back to the calendar if you don't mind. So this is the communications plan. This is the short table of contents and just suggestions on once you decide to participate, ideas on how to generate participation and interest. May 4th is the Massachusetts Walk, Bike, and Roll to School Day. That used to be a week-long celebration, but you could always tie in some type of celebration to it if you wanted. You can partner with your local parks department. It sounds like you already have some ideas on partnerships. We have a sample press release you can use. Feel free to modify. Sample newsletter copy if you want to use that. Sample social media posts. You can use these. You can make your own too, obviously, but we wanted to make it as easy as possible for folks. And these are some social media graphics that we created. And these are all separate files. You are welcome to use them however you like. I can send them to you, or Allison, I don't know if you have everything yet.
I don't.
I can send you everything so you do have it all at once. And then these are just different images for each of the different challenges. The Mass Pike, the Shoreline, 1788, and then sample signage. If you want to print this off as a poster or a flyer around town, you are welcome to use those as well. Okay. Any questions so far while I dig up a screenshot to show you what the calendar looks like?
Yeah, I'm curious to see. So everyone who walks logs in what they walk after they do it. And so there's no way for you to check that people are actually doing the walk.
It's all on the honor system, just as the other initiatives were.
Mm-hmm. I didn't know if there was some way to track, like I thought there might be an app that you turned on when you went for a walk and it would automatically upload it to the World Wide Web, and then
Right. No, this does not have that functionality. We're hoping
Okay.
that maybe we can do that next year.
Excellent.
Yes. All right. Where? Bear with me. I think it's rather lovely looking, however. We are partnering with another company who created it. So that's also part of the challenge of not being able to look up passwords for folks who don't have email addresses. It's because we don't have access to that information. All right, let me see.
This
And
is one-
Tara, other than publicity,
Mhm.
what would be the responsibilities of an individual council on aging like us?
So we see it as either pulling in other partners or sponsors. Some councils on aging are having kickoff events. It might be something you would want to do, maybe partnering with, Parks and Rec. If there's a local trail that you want to have a little celebration at, or some folks are sharing it with their local schools or certain classrooms and grades to get them excited and on board as well. The biggest piece that we see could be for older adults who don't have their own email addresses or don't have access to a computer is they might need help logging their information. We're encouraging folks to use the library, but some COAs are helping older adults log their progress. And you don't have to do that the day of. You can do it once a week. You can do it once a month. You can do it however you like.
And so everyone walks for themselves. So if you walk with a group of people, you'd each be doing your own thing.
Yes. Yep.
And so you mentioned something about, so I'm over 59. So
Mhm.
can I choose someone else to walk for, or I just walk for myself? Or who you choose to walk for is basically in your mind. You don't make a statement or anything about that.
No, I think you just put their name in, but we don't do anything with it.
Mhm.
Technically
And-
it could be Mr. Mouse and his wife, Mrs. Mouse, if you want. But it's really the idea of bringing people together.
Right. And so how do we find people to walk for? I mean, so if you're under 59,
Mhm.
you mentioned something about walking for people.
You can.
So everyone will pick their own, but if there's someone that needs to be thought of, or did you say that I mean, I guess I'm not asking my question very clearly, but.
You can log or what? Sorry, it's the file. You can walk for anyone you like. You can walk
Okay.
for, in honor of your mother or something,
Mhm.
or, yeah.
Okay, I'm just, when making suggestions, for instance, to the, people could walk for someone at our island home who can't walk or something like that. I'm just looking for ways to potentially, suggest people if people didn't have any, or like the Girl Scout troops might want to do something or other. So I think I'm good.
Okay. The other thing that I was thinking too, if some folks want to have a celebration or a kickoff at their center, and invite any groups who want to walk and say, come meet. If you don't have someone you can sponsor, come to the center and have a meet and greet. Or some type of sticker saying, no one has sponsored me yet, or I don't have any sponsor. You can make it fun however you would like to do it. And I found those screenshots I want to show you. So when you first log in, I'm going to jump around here a little bit. This will be, you've already signed up and you've come back to log in. You'll go ahead and you'll come to this page. You log in, you enter your email and your password, and then you will. You will see the calendar and you click on the day you want to enter your information. So you'll see May 5th and May 6th. Once you've logged data, it turns into the logo. So you can see that's already taken care of. And actually this dashboard piece, when you click on that, it will show you how far you've walked. This will give you the update that's been entered into the system. It will also show you how many people are on your team. So how many people have chosen the Nantucket COA. You can see how many folks, yeah, you don't see their names or anything, but you see a number, which is kind of fun to see because that will change throughout the year. You know, you can watch that grow as more people come on. You don't have to sign up by May 1st. You can sign up anytime during the challenge. And after you enter your progress, you'll see the data. And each time after you enter your progress, there will be a daily tip. So it's like your little carrot after having walked, you learn a little bit something extra. And then I will show you one more screen in and out. And that is, here you go. And this one is the, yep, sorry. So this would be where you enter your data. So it's pretty clean, even though it has a lot of layers. You click on the day, May 10th didn't have an entry, you enter your miles or your number of steps and you record the progress. And then after you log the progress, it will show you the dashboard and how well you've done. So at the end of the program, I'm sorry, I mentioned there are milestones. Each challenge is broken down into 5 segments. So you sign up, that's your first segment. And then 2, 3, and 4 are, you know, your midterm progress. And then when you complete your challenge, that's your last milestone. So you really get 5 entries once you complete your challenge. So 5 entries in your name go into the individual raffle. I'm sorry, in your name, 1 goes in, 1 of your name, 5 for the COA. So each time you hit a milestone, the COA gets an entry raffle, a raffle entry. Yeah. And one of the reasons we switched to the website was because it was getting very large. We have hundreds and hundreds of participants, and it was all done by you know, a paper walking log, which then was entered into an yes, exactly, an Excel spreadsheet. Yeah.
So how many people, for instance, I mean, does the Vineyard do it? Like, we don't compete against the Vineyard, but it's always interesting to compare us. I know they have 5 Council on Agings or something over there. Do they, have they participated in this before?
You know what, I don't have the list from previous. Lynn has those and she's on vacation this week.
I'm just wondering how many people participated in the winter of last year. I'm just curious, like if we can get 150 people to participate and do, so if you do the longest challenge, do you get more points or?
No.
And so the weight.
That's more of an ability.
Okay.
Yeah. Or preference. And since it's a raffle, you know, everybody has an opportunity to win. And one of our smaller COAs actually won some of the cash prizes last year.
Because of the number of entries, because.
I don't think it was even because they didn't have that many people participating. It was just luck. Like the number of participants wasn't, it wasn't like proportional to the size of their town. Yeah.
So we can win.
You can win. That's the really exciting part. Yes, I should be singing that from the rooftops.
Yeah.
You know, don't worry about Boston or Lowell or Lawrence or Worcester taking over. Nantucket can win. And there's more than one COA who will win cash prize. I think we have 1,500 and 250 cash prizes for the COAs.
Wow.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun.
So Tara, just because we have other things on our agenda,
Yes.
I just want to make sure anybody who has questions gets them answered by you. Any other questions from the council? Well, that was superb.
Yes,
so much. And I think now we have decisions to make
yeah,
about our participation.
We have a
So,
little time to get together. I can put my email is tara@mcoaonline.com, and I'll put that in the chat box for the folks in the meeting right now. And you can also
you.
call me at 413-923-2160. But thank you for having me, and I look forward to everyone's name registering.
oh,
No pressure.
Thank you. That was great. Perfect.
yep, thank you.
Thank you.
I guess now I'd like to open this for anybody's comments about what you're thinking about our own participation in this, and especially Allison. I mean, maybe you want to take the lead in this because this is your baby so far. So
I think I did say that I would take the lead on this, and I think that to get it out to the schools, I don't know if we want to reach out to the entire school system or, I think that the Lighthouse School and the new school, I mean, is there a specific age group that we want to reach out to? Or sometimes if we do it to everybody, it might dilute, but maybe we should just announce that we're participating in it and then share that information with specific teachers in the schools. I don't have kids in the school, so I don't really know, but I think that's a really valuable place to pull people to join us. What do you guys think? No one really has kids in the school anymore, do they? Anyone have teachers in the school?
anybody have any feelings about this, one way or the other? About the
I'm not so sure you can do the schools because they all are doing so many fundraisers and so forth for themselves.
We
I
aren't
don't know
raising money. This
how
is not a
that would work.
fundraiser. This is about exercise. So we aren't raising money for anybody. We aren't asking anyone for money. It's not a money thing.
Oh, I thought there were prizes.
Well, that's just if you win, but we don't have to contribute money to that at all.
Yeah.
I mean, it isn't a fundraiser.
Should it be something, I'm sorry, can you hear me?
Yep.
Should it be something that we advertise? I mean, I have grandchildren in the school, but I don't know where you would reach in the school. I'm not, I don't know who you would reach, or guidance department, athletic director, they may not want to, if we advertise, I thought we might advertise on the radio, or you thought maybe, I thought you had mentioned like Nantucket Current. Could we have the information, not to put more on Laura's plate right now, but have the information or give the Council on Aging number if anybody's interested, or put the website out?
Or we could, I'd be happy to answer questions
Okay,
too. But I think if you go to the website, that's really pretty self-explanatory. I mean,
right,
it's good to see
right.
that in its final form. And I just think that we as individuals should be signed up, and we should tell all of our friends to sign
would-
up. I'm
What about if we had a copy of this sign up thing, and if the schools, maybe the high school could put it in the high school? They always have things on the wall about things, current events.
Yep. I mean, they are.
But I can't answer for the school, so.
Right. Well, I will take it to I will be responsible for sharing it with the brokerage community, with the real estate brokers through NARAB. And then I know a couple of the Girl Scout leaders, and this is something that could be a badge, or they could incorporate it into several of the things that they do anyway. But I don't know if we have the bandwidth to put together a kickoff or anything. I'm assuming that would have to be, I guess we could do a kickoff anytime, but I think we sort of want to get people going early on in the process, Because if you have to walk every other day, you've got to start now, unless you walk every day for 30 minutes, but I don't know. Who
Can
can
we
you guys
start by
find?
asking if there's, how much enthusiasm there is from Council on Aging members in doing this? Because I think Allison's going to need support. You're not going to be able to do this all by yourself. So it's going to require other people's energy and time. So do you want to take a vote? Do you feel like we should take a vote on whether we should?
I have a quick question. What is the end game for this? Is this to just promote aging and Alzheimer's and all that? I mean, it's one thing if you're going out there and you're raising money for something, but this is just to sort of say that you've done this and there's no accountability, and I'm not exactly sure what we're trying to promote.
Healthy aging.
One thing we get is know that people will get to know the Council on Aging better, which, you know, we're pretty unknown right now. It's a chance for us to get our name out there.
And I think it draws awareness to the Council on Aging and healthy aging. I mean, it's an initiative to get people out there walking. And if you already walk, you are walking thinking about somebody who's the senior, 60 and over. So and I am enthusiastic about it because I walk every day, and I also have a bunch of friends that do that I'm sure would sign up. So it could be sort of like, a little bit of a competition as well. Sign up and do it. It's free. Nancy, what do you think? You're you're a fitness person.
Yes, but I also have MS. So walking for me is not a distance kind of thing to do. But I do have a daughter-in-law that's in the 5th grade. She teaches 5th grade. So if I used her possibly as kind of the branch out office, and maybe she could get some people together within the school, the elementary school.
Yeah, or maybe just test her. I mean, get her input on it. It does seem to be something that's free and get you outside. I mean, what are the concerns?
There wouldn't be really any, not with 5th graders.
Yeah.
Usually everybody's generally healthy at that point. So that would not be an issue.
They may or may not be able to log in there. I mean, are they all computer literate enough to go in and log in their steps when they walk? Or
could that be done as a conglomerate? I mean, can everybody just kind of put all their steps together, or would it have to be each individual?
I believe it's each individual, but it doesn't have to be every day. So if you walked, if you did your 30 minutes, 3 days a week, you could then log in. Is that right, Tara?
She's still,
Yeah,
she's still
here.
okay.
I was trying to opt out.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's individual, and I meant to say this earlier. I apologize that I didn't. For folks who have trouble walking, it can be 30 minutes of movement a day even too. So walking is the primary activity. But if it's too challenging, you can do something inside just to keep you moving. Yeah.
And
how
how
we had the minutes piece as well as the steps in the distance.
So are kids supposed to be logging in on their own, or
Kids
is it?
will log in. So with the kids, we have a parental piece that goes along with that when they sign up. But yeah, the kids would log in their distance. Anybody who registers gets to log their own progress.
Okay.
I'd just like to get a sense of council members, and again, enthusiasm for this. Do you want to go forward with this or not? Shall we take a vote? Shall I go down the list? Okay, does somebody want to make a motion here that we go forward and support the Massachusetts Walk Challenge?
Allison Forsgren recommends, I move that we participate in the Massachusetts Council on Aging's walking health, challenge.
Is there
I
a second?
second. Yep.
Okay, Nancy. Okay, I'm going to ask everybody. Allison is a yes?
Yes.
Diane? Diane?
Yep.
Yes.
Yes.
Jude?
Yes.
Susie? Susie,
Yes, yes.
Nancy,
Yes.
Mary Ann, yes. Okay, we have everybody's agreed. We're going to go forward with this.
Laura?
Yes,
What do you think about this?
I'm already registered. so I'm good.
And so you're already registered and you feel like you'll be able to, educate the people that come in and ask you
Yeah.
questions about it?
Definitely, yep.
Do you
Yep.
think that, for instance, we can get the NCEA on board to participate? And can you put it in the newsletter
Of course,
every week?
of course.
Um,
Definitely.
And then as we log in and see how many other people are walking for Nantucket, maybe we can start off with, let's support Nantucket's Council on Aging.
Mhm.
So I'll work with you, Laura, okay? Just to
Okay,
get
great.
to get a message out. But will you guys all sign up today?
It's very,
If not today, soon.
Like as soon as we get off? No.
we can't
Okay.
log in until May 1st anyway, so you have a whole month to register.
Great.
Start until May.
All right.
It's easy enough to do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, sounds great. Thank you, Allison. Thank you, Tara. We're going
Hey,
to go.
Alice, be in touch with whatever you would like me to. I
Okay.
have all the information, but if you want to be specific about how you would like to do or say anything,
Yeah.
send me some
Yeah, I want to make a
ideas.
little, not just boilerplate. I want to sort of like customize it for Nantucket.
Definitely.
And, and so the different levels are not as easy to understand as, but anyway, yeah, we'll talk about that.
Well,
Thank
I
you.
did the shoreline challenge, which we should all do because we're surrounded by shoreline.
Yeah.
Makes sense. But everything in the packet there, Allison, the press release, all that stuff. I mean,
It's easy. It's great.
yeah, you just put in Nantucket Council on Aging. So it's
Okay.
definitely Nantucket. So it'll be easy enough.
Okay.
You got
Thank
it.
Right.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. We'll move on to the next item on the agenda, which is the status of the seniors of the year 2022. Laura, you've been sending us some of the nominations. So do you have any other comments you want to make so far?
Not at the moment. Just keep getting the word out. We only have 11. 2 years ago, we had like 35. I don't
So,
know what the difference is.
at my office meeting yesterday, I mentioned it and no one had even heard of it. So I sent them all the press release that lists the people who have won in the past, along with the link, because they had some great ideas. So
Right.
I think that for us to get it out to people that we know is important. And it's great to have the list of previous winners, so those people are not nominated again. But so any list that you have, has it been in Daybreak yet?
Yep, it was in both.
And we didn't get more than 11 responses.
Not yet, no.
What
But
about Facebook?
I think Kathy Greeter, did she put it on Facebook? She may have. I
And
can't
it's also on the NCEA's website. It's very visible there.
go see that. I mean, you need to reach out to people like she told someone and she told someone and she told two people, and they do a press release, it's in the newspaper once. So you really need to reach out to your friends.
And we can nominate people.
Yes,
No,
you just can't be nominated.
nominated.
Right.
Mhm.
Excuse me. I misunderstood that. We can nominate people?
Yes.
I didn't think we could. Okay.
No,
I
you
didn't
can't.
think we
You just
could
cannot
either.
be nominated because you're on the board.
Could you list real quickly, Laura, who the people are? Do you have the list of the 11?
I do. I have Barbara Woodcock, Jack Fritsch, Libby Tracy, Mary Malavies, Linda Hui, Tim Lepre, Snooky Eldridge, Debbie Dubois, Carl Slojans, Bill Greeter, and Barbara Kodalak. And I will number them like I did last year. So when you get to your discussion, you will discuss them by number and not names, since it's an open meeting.
Excuse me, can you nominate like a man and a woman? Can you
Yes.
nominate?
You can nominate 3 men and 5 women.
Okay,
Really?
You
I
can
thought we
nominate as
could
many
have,
as you want. There's no rule against that. As long as, you know, you need to back it up with reasons why. I don't see why you can't.
okay. I had no idea we could, I didn't think last year, I totally misunderstood that. Thank you for clarifying that.
Are there any other questions for Laura about this? Or comments?
So at our next meeting, we'll be doing the voting.
Yes,
Correct,
you
but
will.
please, everybody, the next meeting is really essential for everyone to plan to attend. Please put it on your calendar because we have to have a quorum in order to nominate, in order to decide who the 2 seniors of the year are. So if we don't have a quorum, we will not be moving forward. And it will be a terrible stain on our reputation.
So what do we do about Vanessa? Can we just like pull in someone on an interim basis or what, you know, who's leaving this board this year and who's going to be coming on? Do we have any idea?
No, but we still can just have a quorum, even if we're down 1 person. A quorum is still the same number of people, 5. We just need to have 5 people, at least at the meeting.
Okay. Diane, what were you going to say?
I am up this year.
Oh, you are?
Mhm.
You just got on.
No, I've been on 3 years.
Oh my
I'm
God.
on first, or I came on and I thought, yeah. So according to what I was given in August of 2020, for 222, see, I'm up 222 and I think you're up 222, Allison. Term ends in 2022.
And that's in June?
I believe so. I believe myself, you, Kendra. Yeah. Vanessa was 2021. That's the numbers that were given to me by Laura when I came on board, which I have in my notebook.
So you do realize you can
Correct.
apply for another 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 years.
I hope you both will.
We still have some holes to fill.
I am debating it because of time wise. I will say that I've got some thinking to do. I don't feel like, I don't know that I've really been able to participate as much as I would like to. Still
You're a
working.
lifesaver with the note, Diane.
I'm sorry.
You're a lifesaver as recording secretary.
Just
But yeah,
sometimes I don't.
Yeah. All right. Sorry to
But
get off.
those, both you and according to my notes, both you and myself are up. And that's why I'm confused about Vanessa, because I believe she was up last year and I don't remember whether she had.
She probably applied for another 2 years.
You did, Vanessa. I was just looking at the town website. Vanessa's up 2024.
All
So
right, so
it's Diane and Kendra is up in 2022 also.
okay. Is
Anyway, we have
Allison as well? Laura?
Yes, Allison is as well.
Okay, just to make sure my notes are correct.
Yep.
So we
Thank you.
currently have 8 members and we require 5 to make a quorum. And that's what we'll need for our next meeting to decide the seniors of the year. Just so everyone knows.
And
So then, go ahead, sorry.
and so do we know if anyone has applied to be on this board through the town? Is there someone we can ask for? Because we're looking for shellfish people. I mean, I wonder if anyone has put their name in to the town for wanting to be on this committee.
The town doesn't usually divulge that to a board until somebody has gone through and been named to the board.
Well, what if 3 people go off and no one's applied?
Well, they're always encouraging people to apply for these volunteer jobs. There's a big movement on right now to get a lot of people involved. The Civic League is even behind it. They're doing videos of people and having meetings about it. So there's a big encouragement. And Laura has in the past put up notices and put notices in her newsletter that we're looking for people. So she could do that again.
Thank you,
Right,
Laura.
so we should be getting a letter from the town this month asking us if we are, that our term of service is up. That used to happen on my other boards. We'd get a letter that my term of service is up and will I be renewing it, and then sign it. We have to send it back to Libby. It's usually in April that it comes.
All right, eyes wide open.
So everybody be looking for people.
Recruitment.
I'm going to move on to the next item on the agenda, which is the status of the 2 senior grants. And I want to focus most on the one for Caregiver Respite, whereby the state has set aside $7,700 for us to give awards to seniors who are caregivers, to people of any age. In other words, you can be taking care of a senior, or you can be taking care of a child who's disabled. The age of the person being taken care of does not matter. So we're halfway through the timeline for this grant. We were given 6 months to distribute grants to people. And the deadline is June 30th to have all of the grants in the hands of the caregivers. And right now, this is very much stalled. And Laura, you can chime in here as much as you want. I'm extremely disappointed in this because specifically, Libby signed the contract with the state. In other words, she said that the town agrees to front the money for these scholarships and be reimbursed by the state. And now we're kind of stuck here with, I'm not sure who in the town is kind of uncomfortable with fronting money for us. And so Laura is in the process of identifying who that person might be so we can get this moving, because everything is ready to go. We've decided we're going to give gift certificates or gift cards, each of them worth $200 to very specific businesses. So there's a list of restaurants, a list of salons, hairdressing salons and barbers, a list of massage people who could give you a massage. You can get a boat ticket if you want to get a boat ticket. So it's all being distributed with $200 gift certificates. So it seems very cut and dry. And at this very moment, the state actually has said, if we don't get our act totally in gear this week, they're going to consider rescinding this grant. So the reason I'm bringing this to the whole board is I'm wondering if there's support for me writing a letter to Libby and whoever else in the town and saying the whole Council on Aging is extremely disappointed and expects support from the town to make this happen, because it means distributing almost $8,000 to seniors who need this. And I need sympathy. So I guess that's why I'm putting this out there for everybody.
Yeah, it's been super frustrating, because I hear Jericho's trials and tribulations, and you'd think that the town would recognize the state as being a reliable source of money that we applied for and received. So, I know that it's small potatoes compared to a lot of the other things that the town finances and supports. But Laura, do you have any idea what, do you have a better take on it?
I do not. Mary Ann and I went over to finance yesterday, and we could not talk with Brian because he was on the phone. I have emailed him. And I asked him to get back to me if we could go ahead with it as of yesterday, saying, I leave at 3:30, 4 o'clock. Can you please get back to me so I know? And I have not heard from him. I sent him the contract. It seems that he had never seen the contract. So
That
he
Libby
did not-
signed?
I'm sorry?
So Libby signed a contract and he hadn't seen it, and
He hadn't seen it. I don't have a signed one. I just have, just one that tells you what the contract is. And he didn't, because I mentioned the trial that Jericho wanted to do, and he didn't know anything about a trial. And so I emailed him and said, so can we go ahead with this? And he said, I hadn't seen the contract. I sent him the contract, said, hope this helps. He said, thank you. I said, can you get back to me by 3:30 today as I leave? So I know if we can go ahead, because we're kind of on a deadline, and I have not heard from him.
and
So
so we're asking the town to write checks to businesses for $200 a piece for pre-selected recipients of this grant. So they'll tell us what they want. We'll have the town write a check to that business, and then they're reimbursed by the state. Is that how it's supposed to go?
they would use a town credit card. Yes, and then we would submit all of those receipts to the state, I believe, Mary Ann. And
That's
they
correct.
the state wants them all kind of in a bunch. They don't want
Right.
one or two coming in at a time. And then when they get all of them by the deadline, they would reimburse the money that we had spent for the grant, and whatever wasn't spent would go back to the state.
So the town has a credit card?
Yes.
That's good to know.
Well, they're not giving it up, that's for sure. I mean, the thing is, we keep talking to different people. Jericho talks to people, now it's Laura talking to people, and we get nowhere. And the fact is, the state is going to pull the plug on this whole thing this week if we don't get action.
I think you got to go right to Libby.
May
Oh,
I make a motion?
yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I interrupt you? I'm so sorry. I dropped the phone. Did I interrupt you?
No.
right.
And may I make a motion to ask Mary Ann to write one of her wonderful letters to Libby with this information?
I second it.
I second it too.
Okay,
Can we go for a vote? Allison,
Yes.
Diane,
yes.
Jude,
Yes.
Susie? Not here.
She's
Nancy,
She's muted. Yes.
Mary Ann, yes. So there's pretty much everybody. Okay, that's what I will
You-
do.
You don't mind writing a letter?
I
Mary
don't
Ann,
mind
or
writing.
just,
No, actually, that's fine with me. I'm fine to write. It'll be an email because we need action for that.
It's super time sensitive. I'm sorry that we didn't, I mean, I didn't know that that we lose it,
Yes.
but
Oh,
we,
well, Jericho knows that. I've told him.
except for we do know that we have to spend it by a certain period of time. So you'd think that because it's only like a month and a half, the town has to be out $7,800 in their otherwise massive grant cycle, blah, blah, blah. I mean, the part that's really important is that it's money going to seniors from the state.
Yes, yes.
So it's no skin off, like we aren't asking them for any money. We already have the money.
The town will not have to spend one dime on this. They will be reimbursed every single penny. So, okay, I will write something, and I thank everybody for your support. Next item on the agenda is an update on the Salt Marsh programs. So Laura, do you want to say anything besides the report you've sent?
Well, if you came down here, it's like old home week.
Oh,
The great room is full. We have mahjong and bingo. We have more people than we had last week. It's just so nice to have everybody back here and see people, and they're having a great time. I had to shut my door because it's so loud in there. They're having so much fun. So we're getting back into the swing of things, which is fabulous. And I'm hoping the beginning of next month, we will get our fitness instructors in the building. So we're even more back to where we were before. And I did get an email from Elder Services of Cape Cod and the Islands that they are starting their senior lunches at senior centers. I reached out to Sherry. She still needs to get an okay from Jericho to do that. So hopefully that'll happen in May too. So we might just right back in there just for the summer. It's so awesome. It's great.
And maybe you want to mention the April 14 event. I assume we're all invited.
Yes, everybody should have received their invite for our grand opening. Would anybody like to RSVP while you're here? It's Thursday, April 14th from 5 to 7. We will have kind of light bites, appetizers, sweets and savory, beer, wine, and soda. And music,
Beer?
I believe.
Beer?
Beer, wine, and soda.
Holy smokes.
I know, we're moving up in the world.
What about entertainment?
I believe they're getting some music people. I'm not in the planning process since it's NCEA, but I've heard rumor.
So it's April 14th?
April 14th
Yes, I will be there. I did not get an invitation, but
From 5 to 7?
from
5 to
5 to
7.
7. All right, Diane, I will put you down.
all right, save the wine.
Yeah.
And I may just be the entertainment.
I can't RSVP right this minute, but I'm sorry, but I do have to leave.
Okay.
Okay, thank
So-
you, Jude. Thanks a
Okay,
lot.
thanks.
Thanks, Jude. I'm RSVPing right now.
All righty.
The other thing worth mentioning is the Daffodil Parade. 3 of the 4 seniors of the year of the last 2 years have want to be in the car that the NCEA has for the parade. And it's a great old Woody, a really old Woody. And if you want to see a picture of it, just go onto the NCEA website, or you can just type in Friends of Nantucket Seniors, and there's a really great picture of it there. So only one of them could not make it because he's going to be off island, but 3 of them are going to be there. And the NCEA is throwing a great picnic for them once they get out to Sconset, and they can invite as many friends and relatives as they want.
That's great.
So it should be a nice, fun event for them. Any questions so far? I'm just going to get to the last item, which is the Center for Elder Affairs. I do attend their meetings, but I don't have much to report other than the fact that now that the interiors are pretty much done, although not 100%, they're going to start working on the outside gardens. They have somebody coming in April 21st and 22nd to spruce up the exterior, specifically the landscaping. So that will be nice. It won't be in time for the event on April 14, but still the Salt Marsh should be looking pretty good before the summer. So that's all the business that's on the agenda. If people have other items they want to discuss or questions, now's a good time.
I'll just bring up that this is the 50th anniversary of Elder Services of Cape Cod and the Islands. That's a lot, that's a pretty good track record to be in one establishment for that long. So there's going to be the annual meeting is May 12th or something, and they'll be celebrating the 50 years. It's a very strong organization that supports our elder services. Sherry does a great job, and they are a great support to her. So just a heads up.
Is there any kind of a celebration here on Nantucket?
Nope. I mean, we could make one if we want, or acknowledge it perhaps.
Yeah, I think we should at least acknowledge them, and we should publicize it. They should publicize it.
Well, they do, but on the Cape, I mean, they don't publicize.
Yeah, but I mean,
Yeah.
really, here on the island, anything that brings attention to what happens here for seniors, just like I think the Massachusetts Walk is a great opportunity for us
Yeah.
to get more attention. I think we should do.
Well, fortunately, one of the things that they're doing is they're redoing the website, because now the website where people go to really find out about an organization is awful. So, it's to publicize something that's, I mean, so it'll be great to publicize the new website once it's developed, but I do think we should maybe do something, a press release about the elder services of Cape Cod and the islands. I wonder what Sherry has to say about that. She
Yeah,
doesn't
I
like-
have
mean,
other things to talk to her about. Maybe I'll just put that on my agenda with
Yeah.
her.
She doesn't like to be personally recognized. She sort of shies away from that. So,
Well,
or
if
that's
it's
been
an
my,
organization that would be recognized.
yeah.
So I want to bring up one, we've already passed it by, but for the nomination of particular caregivers and what we can do for them, what do we know if we don't know any of these people, and how else can we advertise this? And is there something you could put in somewhere to let people know that we're looking for those people?
Well, that part is easy, Susie. I already have an ad drafted for Laura's Salt Marsh Gazette. It's been ready for a month. And I've already talked to Sherry Hunt because she knows people who are caregivers. And I've also talked to Debbie Dolan over at Palliative and Support. And Debbie has even named one person to me, although I'm embarrassed about how long ago that was.
Yeah, so my question on this is, when is this all coming out? If you only have a short period of time to get rid of this money, I think we have to figure out a way to,
We have to have a way to get the money out first, right?
Yeah, we've got to have access to the money.
Okay.
And if you have any great ideas about that, other than trying to send something to Libby and say, you sign this contract, now make things happen. I don't know what else to do.
Okay, I just wanted to clarify that it seems like it's more imperative that we get moving on it somehow, but.
Yes, I guess I've been saying that for 2 months now. I'm a really big annoyance, so.
Yeah, sorry, it's been so frustrating. Shouldn't be give away money, but.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, if that's all that anybody has, last opportunity before we sign off. Oh, Diane?
One question, the 50th year, is that, I did not hear, is that for Council on Aging or what is the 50th?
Of Elder Services of Cape Cod and the island.
Elderly Services?
Yeah,
Okay,
and that's
That's what I-
the agency that
right,
Sherry works for.
right. Okay, just want to make sure I get that right. Thank you.
Yep, thank you, Diane.
Anything else? Just a reminder, we've all got to be here for the next meeting. And thank you so much for this one.
All right.
Thank you, Allison, too, for having Tara. She was wonderful.
Yeah, that was great. I'm going to sign up right now.
Yeah, great.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Motion to adjourn?
Oh, sorry.
Motion to adjourn.
And second.